For this ground-based warm-up, begin in a tabletop position and gently rock your hips back towards your feet. Using your core, come back up to starting position with shoulders over wrists. Repeat this 3 times and then curl your toes under, lift your knees off the ground, and hover while keeping your core tight. Drop your knees down, sit right back into child's pose. Back up into your tabletop, curl the toes under, lift the knees and hold, breathing, then drop the knees and sit right back into child's pose. Hands forward, hips back. Come back up into tabletop and bring your right knee forward. Left knee stays down. Raise your arms overhead and sink into your hips to stretch the hip flexor on your left side. Drop your hands to the inside of your right foot and sweep your left arm up. Bring that right leg back and sit back into child's pose. We're going to repeat this on the other side. Bringing that left foot forward, arms up, sink into those hips to stretch the hip flexor on the right side. Then bring your hands to the inside of your left foot and sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. Follow your hand with your eyes, open your chest and shoulders, and then sit back into child's pose. From here, we'll go into a modified downward dog, bringing your toes under, keeping your knees bent, pushing your hips up and away from your hands. Come on down, back into child's pose. And from here, we'll go into a calf stretch from that down dog position. Push one heel down, keep your other leg bent, hold, and then switch sides. Drop your knees down, sit back into another child's pose. We're going to go back into the modified downward dog. You can stay here with your knees bent, or if you want, you can push those knees back, drop your heels into a full downward dog. Hold for a second, drop the knees down, and sit back into child's pose again. We're going to repeat the calf stretch on each leg one more time. And then you guessed it, right back into child's pose. You can sense a pattern here. Now we're going to come up into a high plank. Legs are straight. If you're more comfortable on your knees, you can stay there. You're going to hold there for a brief second, bracing that core, drop back into child's pose. We're going to go back into high plank, but mix up some mountain climbers in between. So come on back up into that position, and with control, bring your knees right up towards your chest. And then you drop them down, back into child's pose. Now you can stay here with your knees coming forward, or just hold the high plank if you prefer. But this time, you can also try bringing your knees to the side or a little more towards your elbows. Keep that core parallel to the ground, though, as you do this. And then again, drop down into child's pose. Again, pick the level you want to stay at. This last time through, we're going to cross the knees up towards the opposite shoulder. So we're staying within our body, dropping that hip, slight rotation just to warm up those obliques. Drop your knees, sit right back into child's pose. We're going to now go through our hip flexor stretch one more time, bringing that right knee forward, arms up, sink down, and then bring the hands down to the inside of that right foot. Really stretch open that chest and shoulders, looking at that hand, and down, back into child's pose. And then we'll repeat on the other side, bringing that left foot forward, reaching up, sinking down through those hips, stretching that right hip flexor. Bringing the hands down, sweeping up. We have one more final child's pose. Consider this a nice gentle workout for your day or your warm-up for the workout ahead.